Now, DMK leader Udhayanidhi Stalin's remark on Sanatan Dharma that was soon followed by BJP's stinging criticism of the opposition bloc has predictably dented the ideological unity of the India parties. Now remember, the DMK views Sanatan Dharma as a belief that propagates Brahmanical Hinduism and divides the society and people in the name of caste. The socialist parties within the alliance, which derive their ideological moorings from Ram Manohar Lohia, also share this view, but not entirely. Because even though they have traditionally spoken the language of emancipation of the underprivileged, including Dalits, they do not share the antipathy Perrier had for Hindu religion and also its deities. And amid this divide, while the opposition was still trying to find a common parlance to present their support to their ally, the DMK, there came in another remark by Karnataka Home Minister G. Parmeshwara that would be readily deemed controversial under the current circumstances and the current climate. Parmeshwara, remember, had questioned the origins of the Hindu religion. Adding to this came in another remark, this time by the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Siddaramaiah, who criticized the Hindu temple practice of asking male devotees to remove their shirt, and that only has aggravated the situation, and this entire controversy is not dying down anytime soon. So it's safe to say that the firestorm and the political face-off over this Sanatan Dharma controversy, while all of this is brewing, the Prime Minister now has waded into this entire controversy, and he in fact has highlighted the need to respond to the ongoing debate over Hinduism at the Council of Ministers meeting. He in fact has mentioned that it is important to stick to the facts as per the Constitution and also speak on the contemporary situation and of the issue, but all of that only constitutionally.
Stalin murdabad, murdabad, murdabad.
Hindu Dharma, ಯಾವಾಗ ಹುಟ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಹುಟ್ಟಿಸಿದ್ರು ಹಿಂದೂ ಧರ್ಮ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್.
ಈ ಆಚರಣೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಆಚರಣೆ ದೇವ್ರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮಾನವೀಯವಾದಂತ ಆಚರಣೆ.
क्या भारत के संविधान में किसी भी पूजा पद्धति को नष्ट करने का अधिकार किसी ने दिया है?
कांग्रेस पार्टी से क्या आपके नेता अगर मिस्टर परमेश्वर ये कहते हैं और आपके अलायंस सहयोगी उदयनिधि ये कहते हैं कि हिंदू धर्म एक डिजीज है, तो मैं याद दिलाना चाहता हूं कि एटम बम के आविष्कारक रॉबर्ट ओपेनहाइमर को गीता में प्रेरणा नजर आती है.
Opening this up for debate, Charu Pragya and Desh Ratan Nigam continue to be with us on the broadcast, and joining us this evening are Sumansi Raman and Ravi Srivastav. Now, let me begin with you, Charu Pragya. Now that the Prime Minister has waded into this entire controversy and he said the challenge, all of that is coming from the opposition constitutionally. Do you think reacting to each and every statement that's been made by members of the opposition will now stop?
Riya, good evening and namaste. I'm not privy to exactly what was said in this council of meetings, and I'm not sure what were the words that our Honourable Prime Minister used. But I know one thing, and I'm very sure of one thing. Having the right to practice and profess your religion freely in India in no way means that you have the right to encroach upon the rights of others. It in no way means that you can call out for the eradication, the genocide of over 80% of India's population, and that has happened in this country. Now, what has happened is terrible, and I have no words to express my grief. But beyond that, the kind of support that has been pouring in for him, the kind of alliance that has been forming behind him over this issue, it's even worse. I have not heard any political party which forms a part of this India alliance speak out against him. That's the first worst thing. Out of these 28 political parties, one said this. Few have spoken out in his favor. The others have kept mum. Are we to believe then that the meeting in Mumbai was all about this agenda? Was the meeting in Mumbai to understand and figure out how to organize this one big grand conclave, call it the conference to eradicate Sanatan Dharma, make statement after statement, have no remorse, do not apologize, in fact have echoes from all across the country in your support. Now this is a space which needs to not be ignored any further. I am sorry, again and again you cannot get away by attacking the Sanatan Dharma. You cannot get away by professing to speak about what you don't even understand. Stalin Jr. used to call himself an atheist once upon a time, then he became a Christian, and now he knows about Sanatan. So thousands and thousands of years ago, Sanatan existed, it exists today, and it will continue to exist well into the future. Many like him have tried to destroy us, all have failed. And I'm still in a place where I don't understand why the other political parties are not speaking out against him. Because if that's the case, then the people of India needs to know this is what the alliance met to decide on.
And yet, Sumansi Raman, none of the other opposition parties have decided to join us on this debate. We are having a representation through you, through Ravi Srivastav. But why are they not going ahead and claiming what they want to? If at all they oppose the idea or probably are one with the idea, there needs to be an approach that needs to be presented. Why are they shying away from it? Are they on the back foot?
Look, your question is to me, Greha. Very
Yes.
clear. The Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena has made it very clear.
Yes.
So there have been parties that have clearly, made their position well known. Within the Congress itself, Mr. Kamal Nath, Mr. T.S. Singhdeo, they've all expressed their disagreement with the statement. Now, who needs to actually clarify is the Congress leadership, which has been sort of wishy-washy on this whole thing, because they are the ones who are likely to get hurt by this, electorally outside Tamil Nadu. The DMK is not going to suffer because the DMK has been saying the same thing for the last 50 years. In Tamil Nadu, people like us who have been following the DMK know very well that this is something that they say, this is bread and butter stuff. So it will appeal to their constituency. It may actually consolidate their vote base. So they know that there is no downside in it for them. What they don't realize is the damage that they are doing to their alliance partner. And today I thought perhaps the Prime Minister wading into this is probably the reason is probably that they sense a political opportunity. They sense an opportunity in making this an election issue and taking it further across the Hindi belt to embarrass the India alliance. So I think that is the reason. Otherwise, I think enough has been said on this topic. And I, for one, disagree with what Mr. Udhayanidhi Stalin said. I think he has said it without understanding what actually Sanatan Dharma is. But that's not the point. The point really is that it is being picked up by the BJP because the DMK has been saying this for 50 years. Did the BJP object to it earlier? I can show you dozens of speeches of DMK leaders saying exactly the same thing. I've never seen such an outrage coming up against this in any part of India before from BJP. So this is totally for electoral gains that they are doing this to try and...
I'd let Charu Pragya quickly respond to it. I'll let Charu Pragya quickly respond to it. Then I'll go to Desh Ratan Nigam and Ravi. Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Griha. See, first of all, whatever they have been saying in the past is different here. An entire conference was organized. It was an organized attack on our dharma. So this is not like
Madam,
every
it is
other
going
time.
on for 50 years, madam. You are not aware.
Sir, can I please?
Okay, so let her respond.
Sir,
Let her respond. Let her respond. Yeah.
Sir, can I please finish?
So
now all the
Charu, please go ahead.
Instances, videos are there.
All the clarifications which have come later and they're all feeble, but they say that they are against the caste system in Hinduism. That's what they are trying to clarify with, wherein Stalin Jr.'s words were very clear. He calls out for eradication / genocide. That is what his Tamil meant. So I'm sorry, do not equate this to all the other times that he's spoken out against
the fact that the BJP has been reiterating this point.
He did not call for genocide.
Yeah, Sumant, let me ask that very point to Ravi.
No, that is incorrect.
Yeah, I'm asking that exact point to Ravi. Let him also get in a word. Ravi, the fact that this is a point that's been reiterated by Bharatiya Janata Party, by the point that Udhayanidhi Stalin made in that speech, which refused to obviously eventually apologize for, is that this was a call for genocide. Do you think this is just making too much of the current climate, and also considering the fact, this point that Sumant also was making, that this is a political brownie point that the BJP is choosing to go ahead and achieve through this, and that's why they are sort of aggravating this entire statement and making it sound like what it is, or probably what it's not, by calling it a genocide call, which was not exactly made by Udhayanidhi Stalin. How do you actually respond to these claims by BJP?
Absolutely, Griha. I fully agree with that he has never asked for any genocide. He has asked only for eradication. Eradication, then the ideology of the DMK is known to the whole world for ages. I mean, this Honorable Periyar or Baba Saheb Ambedkar, they have voiced the same views, except that the language of Udhayanidhi Stalin was a bit crude. And whatever content is there is absolutely correct. And this has been going on for ages. These are their views. They are their political ideology. So that is what he has mentioned over here. He never said the eradication. You eradicate poverty. Do you cull the poor people? You want a Congress Mukt Bharat. Do you want to cull the congressman over there? It does not mean to cull anybody. He means eradicate means to remove. This is what he has said. And now I come to the Sanatan Dharma. What you boast about? It's a religion full of contradictions. The discrimination, the inequality, the superstition, the views toward the women. What is so sacrosanct about the Sanatan Dharma? It has got all kind of ills and the evils within the
Can
religion.
I speak in the same way about Christianity
which are
or
being
Islam?
opposed
Let him complete
for
his
last
point.
so many years.
Let him complete his
And
point.
what Mrs.
Ravi, why
Sitaramaia
then?
said,
Why then? If
it's
this is
correct.
a religion which is raked with so much of issues, why then there has been one point that's been made by one of the opposition allies in the DMK. Why is the opposition not united in that support? If it has got so much of issues, there have been divisions within the opposition alliance. They are not one with what Udhayanidhi Stalin really said.
This has nothing to do with the alliance. This is altogether different parties' ideology. Somebody practices something else, somebody practices something else.
So all the more reason not to use such stark statements about anybody's religion.
No, they have made it clear. Venugopal made one statement. You saw Priyank Kharge. He said every religion has got the inequality. Inequality is not good. He has criticized all religions for that matter. It is a Congress view only. Parmeshwara said that it is the Hindu's origin is not known. Siddharamaiah said that I had to take off my shirt. And this is what is happening in Kerala temple. You know the Sabarimala issue?
Yes.
The women are not permitted over there. So these are the ills with the Sanatan Dharma. This is what I'm saying.
And there is a factual error there. In Kerala temples, nobody is allowed, no male is allowed to enter with a shirt. So this is not like some people are allowed, some people are not allowed. That is factually incorrect.
But that's exactly what Siddharamaiah said, and which is what he was also quoting.
No,
But Deshratan Nigam,
he said some people. Sorry, he said some people were allowed and some people were not.
Okay, so that is my question exactly. Deshratan Nigam, don't you think this is also making matters worse for a controversy that's already brewing? It has not died down. And then you have members of the opposition, namely the Congress party, one of the principal opposition parties, going on to make statements which are going to be misconstrued, like Sumant is mentioning, by way of whatever they are saying about the Hindu religion, because this controversy is still brewing. Then you have a Parameshwara making a statement about the origins of the Hindu religion, or the Karnataka Chief Minister saying whatever about the entry to Kerala temples. I think you're on mute, Deshratan Nigam.
So one thing is very clear, nobody knows the origin of Sanatan Dharma because the word itself means ageless, timeless and evolutionary. It is not fixed through any code, through a book.
Yes.
So we are inquisitive, we have sense of inquiry, we are evolutionary, we are scientific. Yes, certain problems have come over 1,000 years of foreign rule and invasions. That is also being addressed, and there are a lot of reforms going on. But can any other religion boast of that? Can they go from that laid down code in a particular book? No, they cannot. Then there is sartan se juda. If you try for blasphemy, there is punishment of death. So this is the only religion which is flexible and allows everybody the diversity to reach God in its own way. You want to worship plants, you are welcome. You don't want to worship plants, you are welcome. So this is the only religion that does not look down upon any other religion. So the Prime Minister is very clear if you
And yet the
attack
argument
Sanatan-
of discrimination against the Sanatan Dharma continues. It's been age-old. Whether it is not just about the Dalits, it's about underprivileged, it's about women. And that has been part of the discourse. And the whole idea is that why are we just comparing religions here? There is a discourse that's been started by DMK. Something that Sumant was mentioning has been said time and again ever since the inception of the party. Why make it into a furor right now? Is it only because the polls are nearing? Had that not been the case, BJP would not have been making it into an agenda at all?
See, Griha, in fact, what happened was, look at the timing. People come out of the dot alliance in the open and then start making all these comments.
Okay.
So the narrative is being set by the opposition, which is there is a chain of events from saffron terror, Hindu Pakistan, then so many other things. And we have seen some Jota Blast Pakistanis who were there. They were allowed to run away from this country, who are actually Pakistanis. So there is an entire chain. It is not new. However, if you
No, what is the point here?
The point is that this today, whether it is elections or not elections, Prime Minister is very clear, and the people also are being very resentful against such kind of statements, and they have taken up the cudgels against DMK and whoever has spoken.
Okay.
So this is a new India. We are not going to tolerate. We are going to deal with these
Can I
people
make
on
a
the
point,
street,
Griha?
on the
Can I also
street
add
and
something?
otherwise also.
Okay,
Therefore,
Ravi, quick
this
point.
is- we
Yeah,
can't
quick
take
point.
it lying down.
This BJP is trying to just piggyright this particular issue due to the forthcoming Lok Sabha elections. Otherwise, they were the partners with the
Oh.
DMK. They had known
But my
about their
question is,
philosophy.
why is the opposition giving them enough ammunition? There have been statements after statements that have been made, which can be blowing up this controversy. How will the controversy die down?
No, because the BJP is fond of polarizing. And they want to polarize people on this particular issue.
How?
So they are just
How
making
convenient.
a issue of it. They never made an issue of it when DMK was their partner. They knew their ideology very well that time. They never spoke against that. But today they have got a problem because they want to polarize people. This is a Hindu ideology against the others. That deliberately they are doing it.
So, Bansi Raman, I'll let you have the last word. I want to understand, do you think with this fresh controversy coming in from Karnataka specifically, which has always been a polarized state, has this given enough ammo to the Bharatiya Janata Party? If you're saying that they're doing it ahead of polls and they're doing it just because they have political interest at play, isn't the opposition also helping them do that?
No, I wouldn't say it's only because of the election. It can also be a diversionary tactic to take attention away from the recent issues.
Okay.
Xi Jinping or Putin are not coming for the G20. Then, of course, we've got the Adani issue, which flared up a week ago. So, and this sudden parliament session for which nobody knows why it's even being called.
Okay.
So, all of this serves as an effective diversionary tactic to be talking about something like
Okay.
this.
Can I
It's
come
something
in for
that
one-
But
comes
primarily
plaguing the
it
BJP
is
once
the
again.
election.
I'm really sorry, I'll have to cut you out, Sumant, and I'd like to thank all my guests for joining me.